So in this case we apply the load along the length. So this is the axis. Along the axis we apply the tensile load. So the length of this body will increase. So we have seen that when a body is subjected to axial, tensile or compressive load, there is an axial deformation in the dimension of the body. Suppose that we apply the load along the axis of the length, then there is a deformation, axial deformation in the dimension of the body. Then the ratio of the axial deformation to the original dimension of the body is known as axial strain or linear strain or longitudinal strain. So in some books it is given that the ratio of the change in length to the original length is known as the linear strain or longitudinal strain. But as I have told that we can apply the load along the width also. We can apply the load along the height also. In that case, the formula will not be remain the same. Formula will not be remain the same. So we have to make the changes in the formula, that the ratio of the axial deformation. So in this case, there will be change in the length. The length will increase. So we can find out the delta L. Suppose that axial deformation will be delta L to the original dimension. Original dimension is length. So delta L upon L will give us the axial strain or linear strain or longitudinal strain. So the axial strain is also defined as the deformation of the body per unit dimension in the direction of the applied load. So suppose that we can change the direction. In that direction, whatever the change in dimension upon the original dimension will be called as the axial strain. So we can apply the load in the x direction, y direction, z direction also. So according to the direction of the applied load, the value of the axial strain will be different. So for this particular figure, suppose that we have applied the load in the direction of the length. So for this figure, so length will increase. So for this figure, the axial strain will be equal to axial deformation, that is delta L upon original dimension. So the formula for this particular figure, the axial strain, so it is also denoted by small e. So we have learned about the strain only. The strain is same. So we have added only one term, that is axial strain. So that will be equal to axial deformation upon original dimension. So there are another two terms are there. One is the linear strain or longitudinal strain. So both are same. All the three terms are same: axial strain or linear strain or the longitudinal strain. So this is the one term we have learned today, that is axial strain will be equal to axial deformation upon the original dimension. So any problem in that one? Axial strain. Hello. So we'll see the second term, that is lateral strain. So lateral one is the axial dimension and second is the lateral dimension. Suppose that in the same case we apply the load along the length. So there are two dimensions which are perpendicular to this load. So one dimension is width, second dimension is height. So that whatever the change in that lateral dimension, and then due to that whatever the strain is there, that strain will be called as the lateral strain. So the strain at the right angles to the applied load is known as lateral strain. The strain at the right angles to the applied load is known as lateral strain. So consider that this is we apply the load along the length. So there are three dimensions: length, width and height. So length, along the length we have applied the load. There are two dimensions, that is width, this is the width, another dimension is height. both the dimension are right angle to the applied load. So whatever the strain on the both the dimension will be there, that will be called as the lateral strain. The load is applied along the direction of the length, so length will increase and the two dimension will decrease. Two dimension means height and width. So the ratio of change in width to the original width, or the ratio of change in thickness to the original thickness will be called as lateral strain. So the two dimension which is perpendicular or right angle to the applied load are thickness and the width. So the ratio of change in width to the original width, or the ratio of the change in thickness to the original thickness will be called as lateral strain. So the lateral strain will be equal to change in width upon original width. This can be one formula, or the lateral strain can be found out by the formula change in thickness upon original thickness. So this is the definition of the lateral strain. We have seen that axial strain and the second is the lateral strain. So the strain at the right angles to the applied load is known as lateral strain. The dimensions which are at the right angle, so width and the thickness is at the right angle to the applied load. So due to that, whatever the strain will be there on that dimension will be called as lateral strain. Okay, suppose आपण लोड अप्लाय केला along the width, ह्या डायरेक्शनला आपण लोड अप्लाय केला. So what will be the lateral strain? Lateral strain काय असेल? Hello. Hello. Suppose we apply the load along the width, then what is the formula to find out the lateral strain? काय असेल मग? आणि नाही, लॅटरल स्ट्रेन आपण विड्थला आपण लावला तर चेंज इन विड्थ अपॉन विड्थ काय होईल बघतो? नाही, विड्थला आपण लोड लावलं तर विड्थच्या डायरेक्शन लोड लावलं तर हां, चेंज इन विड्थ अपॉन विड्थ विल बी लिनियर और ॲक्शन स्ट्रेन असेल. तो आपण विड्थच्या ॲक्सिसला लोड लावतो, त्यामुळे विड्थ चेंज इन विड्थ अपॉन ओरिजिनल विड्थ विल बी ॲक्सियल स्ट्रेन आणि चेंज इन लेंथ अपॉन ओरिजिनल लेंथ विल बी लॅटरल स्ट्रेन. ह्यावेळेस थोडा चेंज होईल, म्हणजे ज्या डायमेन्शनला आपण लोड लावतो त्या डायमेन्शनचा रेशो जो होईल तो लॅटरल स्ट्रेन असेल, ॲक्सियल स्ट्रेन असेल, आणि बाकी दोन डायमेन्शन जे असतील त्या डायमेन्शनचा स्ट्रेन जो असेल तो लॅटरल स्ट्रेन असेल. सो दॅट नाही, तो फॉर्म्युला कधी असेल जेव्हा आपण लेंथच्या डायरेक्शनला लोड लावला. तर तुम्ही तो फॉर्म्युला मगअप करू नका असं डायरेक्टली डेल्टा बी आपण थिकनेस आणि विड्थला असेल ना, ह्या कंडिशनला असं होईल असं म्हणतो मी. लेंथला आपण लोड लावला तर बाकी दोन डायमेन्शन कोणत्या उरतात? विड्थ आणि थिकनेस. जर आपण विड्थलाच लोड लावला तर बाकी दोन डायमेन्शन कोणते असतील? लेंथ असेल आणि थिकनेस असेल. लेंथ आणि थिकनेस त्या कंडिशनमध्ये. जर आपण हाईटला लोड लावला तर त्या कंडिशनमध्ये लेंथ आणि विड्थ ह्या दोन लॅटरल डायमेन्शन असतील. म्हणजे ज्या ॲक्सिसला आपण लोड लावतोय त्या ॲक्सिसच्या करस्पॉन्डिंग जे उरलेल्या दोन साईड असतील त्या साईडला मग लॅटरल स्ट्रेन अप्लाय होईल. सो डू नॉट मेक द कन्फ्युजन इन दॅट. ओके. इथे काय म्हटलं की द स्ट्रेन ॲट द राईट अँगल्स टू द अप्लाइड लोड. आपण जर विड्थला लोड लावला त्या विड्थच्या राईट अँगलला कोणत्या दोन साईड आहेत? लेंथ असेल आणि हाईट असेल. ऑन दॅट विल बी द लॅटरल स्ट्रेन. हे डेफिनेशन महत्त्वाची. बाकी हे फक्त आपण ह्या डायग्रामसाठी आपण दोन फॉर्म्युले काढलेले आहे. हे जे डायग्राम आहे ह्या डायग्रामसाठी आपण दोन फॉर्म्युले लिहिले. ह्या डायग्रामसाठी ही फॉर्म्युला फक्त डेल्टा बी आणि चेंज इन विड्थ आणि ओरिजिनल विड्थ ह्या आपण हां ह्या केसमध्ये आपण लेंथला आपण लोड लावतोय, त्यामुळे दोन ज्या लॅटरल डायमेन्शन आहेत विड्थ आणि हाईट, ह्या दोन लॅटरल डायमेन्शन आहे. आपण समजा विड्थला लोड लावलं तर त्याचे लॅटरल डायमेन्शन लेंथ आणि हाईट असेल, त्यामुळे त्या कंडिशनमध्ये वेगळा फॉर्म्युला येईल. त्यामुळे तर लॅटरल स्ट्रेंथ त्या केसमध्ये डेल्टा एल अपॉन येईल आणि डेल्टा टी बाय टी असणारच आहे. हे दोन कंडिशन असतात. सो वी हॅव टू फाइंड आउट ऑन विच ॲक्सिस वी अप्लाय द लोड. त्या ॲक्सिसच्या राईट अँगलला कोणत्या साईड आहेत त्या साईड्स मग लॅटरल स्ट्रेंथ दाखवतील आपल्याला. सो दॅट इज द डिफरन्स बिटवीन एक्सियल स्ट्रेन अँड द लॅटरल स्ट्रेन. So there is a ratio of that lateral strain and the linear strain. So that ratio will be called as the Poisson's ratio. So this is the most important ratio we are using. Suppose that we can apply the load along this rectangular block, or we can apply the load on the rod also, circular rod also. So this is the first case, uniaxial loading. Uniaxial म्हणजे हॅलो नाही, युनी म्हणजे सिंगल, बाय म्हणजे टू, ट्राय म्हणजे तीन. युनी म्हणजे सिंगल, एकाच ॲक्सिसला हां सेम नाही, एकच ॲक्सिस. युनी म्हणजे सिंगल ॲक्सिस, एकच ॲक्सिस. बाय म्हणजे टू, दोन. ट्राय म्हणजे तीन ॲक्सिस असतील तर. ह्या केसमध्ये आपण कुठल्या पण एका ॲक्सिसला लोड लावला तर पॉयझन्स रेशिओ काय असेल त्याचा फॉर्म्युला आपण काढतोय आता. ही डायग्राम दाखवली. ह्या डायग्राममध्ये काय दाखवतोय, रेक्टँगल ब्लॉकच्या फक्त लेंथला आपण लोड लावतोय. सिमिलरली ह्या फर्स्ट डायग्राममध्ये आपण अलॉंग द ॲक्सिस ऑफ द डायमीटर आपण लोड लावतोय. त्यामुळे दिस टू डायग्राम्स इज शोईंग युनिॲक्सियल लोडिंग. सो व्हॉट इज द फॉर्म्युला फॉर दिस पॉयझन्स रेशिओ ऑफ द युनिॲक्सियल लोडिंग, विल सी. So in all engineering methods, the elongation produced by an axial tensile force P in the direction of the force is accompanied by the contraction in the transverse direction. Means when we apply the load, then the two dimension will be decreased. In the case of circular rod, only there are two dimensions. One is the length and diameter. So when we apply the load along the length, diameter will going to decrease. Diameter is going to decrease. So that diameter will be get contracted. In this case, when you apply the load along the length will increase and the width and the height or thickness will going to decrease. So transverse direction means which are in the right angle, so that direction are called as the transverse directions. And an important constant for a given material is its Poisson's ratio. It is denoted by Greek letter mu. So we are using the notation mu for Poisson's ratio, and then we'll see what is the definition of the Poisson's ratio. So we are using the mu for this Poisson's ratio. Sometimes they are using nu. So याला पण mu ला उलटा केला तर nu दिसेल. So it will be called as the nu. So in some books they are using the different notation for this Poisson's ratio. So we are going to see about the uniaxial loading. So it is defined as the ratio of lateral strain to the axial strain. So this is the formula. This is the definition. This is the ratio of the. This is the formula for the Poisson's ratio. It is defined as Poisson's ratio is defined as the ratio of lateral strain to the axial strain. So lateral strain, we have seen that when we apply the load, then the lateral dimension will going to change. So that strain will be called as lateral strain divided by axial strain will give us the Poisson's ratio. Normally, suppose that when we see that, suppose in this diagram the length will going to increase. What sign convention we are decided that जेव्हा आपण एखादी लेंथ एखादी बॉज when one side is going to increase, we are using the positive sign, plus sign. When there is a contraction in the dimension, we are using the minus sign. So this same thing here. The minus sign indicates that a positive strain in the axial direction causes a negative strain contraction in the transfer direction. So though we are getting the axial strain on the same side, we are getting the axial strain as a positive one and the lateral strain is a negative one. So we will get the minus sign for the Poisson's ratio. And the Poisson's ratio mu is a dimensional quantity because strain and strain both are also dimensional quantity. So the ratio will be also dimensionless quantity that varies between 0.25 to the 0.33 for all the metals. So if you want the very soft material, then what should be there? म्हणजे lateral strain कमी पाहिजे की जास्त पाहिजे? समजा आपल्याला so the Poisson's ratio will be lateral strain minus axial strain. So the ratio is varying between 0.25 to 0.33. So suppose we want there can be a one soft material and hard material. जर सॉफ्ट मटेरियल असेल तर त्याचा पॉइजन्स रेशो कसा असेल? व्हॉट विल बी द पॉइजन्स रेशो फॉर द सॉफ्ट मटेरियल? हॅलो, हां, 0 to 0.5. हां, ओके. and for metals it is between 0.25 to 0.33 म्हणजे फॉर ऑल द मेटल्ससाठी वेगळं असतं. बाकी कॉर्क आपण जो असतो त्यामध्ये वी आर युजिंग द कॉर्क बॉल फॉर प्लेइंग द क्रिकेट. सपोज की आपण तो बॉलला बाउन्स केला, नॉर्मली काय होतं, आपण समजा लोड लावला तर बाकी दोन डायमेन्शन्स व्हॅरी होतात. पण समजा आपण कॉर्क बॉलमध्ये आपण असं बॉल समजा जेव्हा बाउन्स जमिनीवर वापरला होतो त्यावेळेस ते डायमेन्शन चेंज नाही झाले पाहिजे. म्हणून मग फॉर दॅट पर्पज वी आर युजिंग द कॉर्क बिकॉज द कॉर्क इज हॅव्हिंग पॉइजन्स रेशिओ ॲज 1. त्याचं ॲक्सिस स्ट्रेन आणि लॅटरल स्ट्रेन दोन्ही व्हॅल्यू सेम असतात. बिकॉज ऑफ दॅट पर्पज वी आर युजिंग द कॉर्क मटेरियल फॉर इन द केस ऑफ द फॉर प्लेइंग इन द क्रिकेट. टेनिस बॉलमध्ये वेगळं होतं काय काय. हां 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 0. ओके, कशामुळे होतं ते असं? हॅलो, वन हां ओके. त्यामध्ये ॲक्सियल स्ट्रेनची व्हॅल्यू आणि लॅटरल स्ट्रेनची व्हॅल्यू सेमच असणार म्हणजे. So that value we will see on the design data book. There we can find out the values on the design data book. But here for all the metals the values varies from the 0.25 to 0.33 and it is very important property of the material. So we are when you apply the load, they according to our requirement there can be a variation in the lateral strain also, or they can be we can require the bore deformation, or we can require the less deformation. According to that, the Poisson's ratio will be varying between 0.25 to 0.33 for all the metals. For different metals, for the composite, it can be the value of the Poisson's ratio will be different for the different metals. But for the metals only, it is varying in the range of 0.25 to 0.33. This is the one definition we have studied, that is Poisson's ratio. We have to first find out the lateral strain and the axial strain. The minus sign, why we have taken the minus sign? Because when we apply the tensile load, the length will increase, but there is increment in the length, so increment we are showing by the positive sign, but there is a decrement in the width and the height or thickness. Due to that one, we are using here minus sign. So one dimension will be in positive, another two dimension will be contraction. So the formula will be having the minus sign, but in the actual practice we are not using the minus sign. We are using the only value of that material. So this is the one formula we have seen today. The lateral strain is uniform throughout the cross section and is the same in any direction in the plane of the cross section. So therefore, for the uniaxial loading, so EY, that is the strain in the y direction, will be equal to strain in the z direction. So that also equal to minus mu into Ex. Minus mu means Poisson's ratio into Ex. So that is the one ratio in the case of uniaxial loading. Using this formula, sigma will be equal to, sigma means stress, equal to Young's modulus into strain, which gives the generalized Hooke's law for the uniaxial loading condition, where in this case sigma y, there is no load in the y direction, there is no load in the z direction. Due to that one, the value of the stress in the y direction and z direction will be 0. So we will get the one formula, that is Ey, that is strain in the y direction, will be equal to strain in the z direction, will be equal to minus mu into sigma x upon E. So we will replace the value of Ex, will be equal to minus mu into sigma x upon E. This is the formula for the uniaxial loading condition. So when there is a lateral strain, so that will also equal to the lateral strain in the another dimension. So Ey will be equal to Ez. So that will be equal to minus mu into sigma x upon E. So when you apply the load, we will get the axial strain in the y direction and the two lateral strain in the another two dimension. From that we will get the final equation. Ey will be equal to Ez will be equal to minus mu into sigma x upon E. So on this formula, whatever we have learned, we will solve one numerical. So a bar of 25 millimeter diameter is tested in tension test. It is observed that when a load of 60 kilonewton is applied, the extension measured over a gauge length of 200 millimeter is 0.12 millimeter and a contraction in diameter is 0.0045 millimeter. Find the Poisson's ratio and elastic constant. So we will only find out the Poisson's ratio. For this formula, for this problem, we can be able to only find out only Poisson's ratio right now. So we can also find out, we can be able to find out the elastic constant like E, G and K. So write down this question, we'll try to solve this problem. So we'll convert the value of load into Newton, 60 kilonewton into Newton, 60,000 Newton. Then area can we find out? Area will be equal to pi by 4 d square, that is 156.25 pi. Length is given as 200 millimeter. Then delta L is equal to 0.12 millimeter. Delta D will be equal to 0.0045 millimeter. And linear strain or axial strain will be equal to delta L upon L will be equal to 0.0006. So that is the linear strain. lateral strain can be find out by the formula delta D upon D, that is change in diameter upon the original diameter. So that is equal to 0.0018, that is strain. So from that we can find out the Poisson's ratio, mu equal to lateral strain upon linear strain will be equal to 0.3. So can we find out capital E here? Capital E, Young's modulus, can we find out? Capital E from the given data, can we able to find out the Young's modulus? Capital E. Hello? 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 Can we able to find out the capital E? Young's modulus आपल्याला find out करता येईल का? नहीं. हो की नहीं? हाँ दिसत नाही का प्रॉब्लेम? हॅलो, हा दिसतोय का? स्क्रीन दिसते काय? त्याच्या ह्या गिवन कंडिशन मधनं आपल्याला कॅपिटली फाइंड आउट करता येईल का? So what is the formula for Young's modulus? हेलो, Young's modulus का फॉर्मूला क्या है? स्ट्रेस अपॉन स्ट्रेन. So stress is we can find out the stress load upon area. Linear strain we have to use. So that will be equal to what is the value of stress? Stress कसा येईल इथं? So load upon area upon linear strain. So load कितनी है? 60,000. 60,000 divided by 156.25. किती येतो एरिया? किती येतोय एरियाची व्हॅल्यू? किती येते? इंटू पाय ना ते, इंटू पाय ना, किती येते? इंटू पाय केलं तर 490.3 and the value of linear strain is 0. So the answer is किती येते? विजिबल है का? Now the value of Young's modulus is किती येते आन्सर? इक्वल टू 2 पॉइंट. टू पॉइंट. हॅलो, आन्सर किती येतं? 2 पॉइंट. झिरो 4 इंटू 10⁵ ना. Also write down the unit for this Young's modulus, so that will be equal to Newton per mm square. So is there any problem in the linear strain, then and lateral strain, and finally Poisson's ratio? So we only find out the ratio of the lateral strain to the linear strain, and that value will give us the Poisson's ratio. So this is the final answer. We have find out the Poisson's ratio, also Young's modulus. So Poisson's ratio mu can be find out, lateral strain upon linear strain. We can also find out Young's modulus, stress upon linear strain. Linear strain म्हणजे strain असते. So because we apply the load, and then there is a change in dimension upon original dimension, that will also linear strain or axial strain. So by using the formula, we can find out the Young's modulus, 2.04 into 10⁵ Newton per millimeter square. So is there any problem in this numerical? So next is so we will solve this numerical. Hey, this is visible है क्या? Hello. Okay, I will again rejoin. Hello. Am I audible now? आवाज येतो क्लियर आता? So we'll solve the same. We'll use same formula to find out to solve this numerical. हे दिसतंय विजिबल आहे. Determine the changes. हे दिसतंय का? Hello. Determine the changes in the length, width and the thickness of the steel bar, which is 4 meter long, 30 millimeter wide and 20 millimeter thick, and is subjected to an axial pull of 30 kN in the direction of its length. आपण लेंथच्या डायरेक्शनला लोड लावला आहे. टेक द व्हॅल्यू ऑफ कॅपिटल ई इक्वल टू 2 × 10⁵ न्यूटन पर मिलीमीटर स्क्वेअर and Poisson's ratio is equal to 0.3. So this is the numerical. Write down this numerical. Determine the changes in length, breadth and thickness of the steel bar, which is 4 meter long, 30 millimeter wide and 20 millimeter thick, and is subjected to an axial pull of 30 kN in the direction of its length. Take the value of capital E equal to 2 × 10⁵ Newton per millimeter square and Poisson's ratio equal to 0.3. Steel bar which is 4 meter long, 30 millimeter wide and 20 millimeter thick. It is subjected to an axial pull of 30 kN in the direction of its length. Take the value of capital E equal to 2 × 10⁵ Newton per millimeter square. Poisson's ratio equal to 0.3. So this is given to you. Length is 4000 millimeter, width is 30, thickness is 20. Area will be, in this case this is the area, so we'll draw the diagram here. So it is a rectangle one and 0.3. It is a rectangular block and we apply the load along the length. So load is applied along this direction. So this is the direction of the application of the load. So due to that, one area is taken. So this much area we have taken, this area which is highlighted. So that is the area on which the load will be applied. And then for the calculation of the stress, we have to consider this area. So width is 30 and height is 20. So we have taken the area is 30 into 20. So this is the cross sectional area of that rod. Then axial pull is given as 30 kilonewton. We'll convert in 30,000 Newton. Young's modulus is given as 2 into 10 raised to 5 Newton per millimeter square, and the Poisson's ratio is 0.3. So from that, can we find out the answer? Hello.